Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I just want to start this video with a massive thank you for the love you showed on the last one. We hit 52 subscribers and it's my highest viewed video to date, and I just can't tell you how much I appreciate that. In this video I have two goals, with the Radiant Grind currently demolishing my cash stack.
Dying on my hard cry man, 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 dying on my hard cry man. Completed.
I was looking for a way to counteract that gold sink. So the first goal I cooked up was to send Cox until we get 100 mil. The second goal is more of a side quest I have. I've never done a solo CM, and I think it could be a fun, if not rewarding, side quest to complete. And who knows, we may actually get our final ancestral robe kit as well. We're going to start off by seeing if we can get lucky in some solos. I'm going to do an example kill, so if you want to skip the guide/example kill, I'll leave a timestamp in the description for you. This is my solo Cox setup. I like to bring full oath plate because the slash bonus is super nice in a lot of different rooms here. I bring Arania boots for the bonus stats in all styles. I like to bring the Ultor ring because it gives me a few max hits, and then the Blood Fury because I'm bad, and that kinda helps alleviate that. I bring a 7-way mage and range swap, and then I bring the Elder Maul for my defense reducer. Then for Ice Demon, I bring the Emberlight, ZGS for Mutadiles, and finally I bring the Pickaxe for Guardians. You do still need a stam for the Ulm fight, or it will suck. Oh, and for Spellbook, I bring the Lunar Spellbook, and then I like to bring runes for Humidify and Vengeance. So in my solos, the only rooms I really avoid are Vanguards or Vespula. Vanguards because they just kind of take a ton of time to kill in a solo, and Vespula because if I mess that room up, it'll lead to a full raid reset and a bunch of wasted time. And I hate wasting time. For Guardians, you want to have a pickaxe equipped, and you also want to have it on the smash attack style, and then you want to do a walk that lines up your attack cycle with being able to run away. So you just want to be able to attack once every time and then run away. For Ice Demon, you want to use your melee equipment with your Emberlight or Arclight, whatever you bring, and then you'll just grab a tinderbox and a bronze axe from over here. Cut down the saplings until you get 28 kindling, and you'll walk up to the brazier and light it. Eventually, his health will whittle down to nothing, and he'll walk out, and then you just start attacking him. You want to pray range, and then run 2 tiles back and forth. And he's dead. Tightrope is a super easy room. You just pray mage against the magers, and then you just pray range against the rangers. Now the rangers do hit like a truck, so it's best to hide behind something and flinch them to reduce the amount of damage that you take. For mystics, you just pray mage and attack with your max mage setup, and if you do not have the max mage setup, you just use your best ranged equipment with a salve. So Tecton is super simple. All you do is you run up to him to start, you pray melee, you bring your defense reducing weapon. You can hit him once or twice depending on your layout. I usually just hit him twice unless I have Mutadiles directly after. And then you just run around him in a circle. And then in between phases where he's hammering, you'll just run 2 tiles to avoid the meteors being thrown at you. And that's it. Shamans work just like they do in the main game. You just pray range and attack them with range. And for Mutadiles with my setup, you just want to walk up to them, the baby Mutadile, and scythe it down until it's about at 50%. And then you take out your ZGS and freeze them in place. And then you just DPS them down. Then Mama will come out, you'll pray range, and equip your ranged equipment. You do the same thing with her, you'll just hit her down to 50%. And then you'll hit her with your, or you'll miss her. And if you do miss her like I did, you just basically have to do more DPS. If she does a mage attack, her next 2 attacks will be guaranteed mage. So you just switch your prey to range. And then after the 3rd attack, switch back to ranged. And just DPS her down. For your secondaries, you're going to want at least 10 dark juice and 4 stinky sticky stank horns. You just walk up to the tree, pick lots, cast humidify. You want to plant both patches with Buchu just in case you kill one plant early, and then patiently wait. Once your plants finish growing, you want to pick at least 14 herbs. You want to take 10 Buchus, 10 dark juice, and 10 vials. Use them to make your Xerix aids, which are just brews. Then you'll take your stinkhorns and make 4 revitalizations. Then to pre-pot, I just take 1 sip of overload, I drink a full brew, 1 sip of revite, or just until your prayer is full. And then I sip 1 prayer enhance, and then I drop the revite, pick up my pile, and then walk in. Now for the big boy himself, Olm. Olm has 3 special attacks that we'll be skipping. Teleporters, where you have to run to a glowing spot in the room. Lightning Wall, which turns off your prayer if it hits you and deals a little bit of damage. And Crystals, which spawn underneath you and deal a ton of damage if you don't move. Now the idea in solos is you want to run back and forth through the room to avoid almost every attack you can do. When you walk into the room, you're going to want to use your defense reducer on the melee hand, then equip your mage equipment. Then you just run across the room, and as his head turns, you're going to want to run back to the other side. After the mage hand goes down, you equip your melee equipment and start on the melee hand. Now, since I'm lazy, I just tank 2 hits, then run to the mage side to avoid those special attacks. Once you get to the 3rd phase, the fight changes a little bit. There's an extra special that causes the melee hand to heal, so you want to start on the melee hand this time. I usually dump both my specs onto the hand, and then get it super low before I switch to mage. I like to finish the melee hand first to avoid any of those healing shenanigans. Then in head phase, all you'll do is equip your range equipment and run between the 2 sides to reduce the amount of damage you'll take. And that's all. And we're rewarded with a purple? Never lucky. 54k? That's fucked up. 548k, not bad. 318k. 800k chest. Always tank the purple for the purple. A 1 miller, hell yeah. 354k. Better than nothing. You wouldn't believe it. Another white chest, 1265 KC, and 300k. 359k. A torn prey scroll and a dark relic. The depression is setting in. 24k chest. I hate this game. I could have hit this damage like 6 years ago. Alright, we did it. Alright, 50k chest. I'm going to bed. At this point in the grind, we were getting pretty discouraged. We had been sending solo cocks for over 2 weeks and had nothing but a sea of white lights to show for it. We had made some progress towards the 100 mil, but the progress was slow. But that was about to change. It was time to bring in the boys. Now, in my opinion, raiding with friends is the way to go. It's so much more fun to just fuck around and pull some big purples. The drops started slow, but that doesn't mean it was going to stay that way. We had made about 17 mil in white chests, so let's see what groups have to offer. 161k! And in classic Ryan QP fashion, I forgot to record the drop. So once again, here's my beautiful face. GGGL. I got
purple!
You got a purple!
Dragon Hunter crossbow, baby! Let's go!
We've done it. We've broken the
I
dry
got
streak.
a fucking purple. It's a miracle.
And with the dry streak broken and 20 mil added to the cash stack, things were looking up. We sent the back-to-back
RuneScape's the game on everybody's lips and buttholes right now. Quite light. With, well, I mean, 800k, it's not bad.
We decided to call it a night. The next day, I was feeling good. We made some progress on the Yama grind, and it was time to celebrate with some chambers.
Hey man, he sniped you with a bomb. There's a bomb right next to you, get over here.
Dying on my hard cry, man.
Bro! He just doesn't care about me. Bro, I just get to hang out. This is pretty nice. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, just keep on keeping on with this Tecton. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I only have 20 HP left. I'm gonna need you to die. Oh, that was wild. I actually had 1 HP. It's a whole 250k. I'm a rich man.
Oh my god, I got a purple.
It's a mega rare, but it's the wrong mega rare. We take it though, 133 mil. It's a fucking fatty split. We had done it. We broke my personal dry streak of over 100 cocks without a purple, and with that juicy mall split, we barely reached our goal of 100 mil. Shout out to the homies for making the second half of that grind 1000% better. With that goal complete, it was now time to start our solo CMKC. There's a few changes in CMs. The first is that you must beat a challenge time. For solos, it's 1 hour and 10 minutes. The bosses will all hit you harder, and the biggest difference is that you have to do every single room this raid can throw at you. So Vanguards and Vespula are back on the menu. And with over 2 weeks of sending cocks under my belt, I was ready to take on this side quest. Guys, I forgot my arrows. And with that little oopsie doopsie out of the way, nothing was gonna stop me. First, we absolutely shatter Tecton. Okay, so this is unironically the cleanest crab room I've ever had in like 1,000 raids, so I just wanted to show it off here. Thanks for watching. We have Exorcise the Ice Demon. We then walk into Shamans and immediately fuck it up. While trying to pull one down to the safe spot, we accidentally pull the second one and proceed to take some lizard loogies to the face. We end up getting lucky with a double jump and finish the room. Then we get our prep on and move on to Vanguards, where I proceed to take 5.5 minutes to clear the room. I told you I don't do these rooms very often in solo, so it was a struggle. And after we struggle our way through that room, we have a nice chill feeding session with our resident alien. And after the alien gets a mean case of the itis, we move on to Vespula, the other room I was avoiding. The main reason I avoid this room is because the grubs on the side here can heal eventually. I don't really know how it works, I don't know the science behind it. All I know is you put up redemption and you hit the portal with your shadow. Damn, that's a tight ass rope. Poke. Up until this point, the raid has been going super smooth, so when we walk into Vasa, our confidence is brimming. We walk in, we venge up, and we get ready for the fight. We tank a 113 to the face, and then immediately get stomped out by the thickest thighs in old school RuneScape. But that wasn't gonna stop us. We walk back down, we get back into that room, and we take her down. After that nice light stomping, we have a nice chill Mystics where we mentally prepare for all the damage we're going to take in Mutadiles. Of course we missed the ZGS, why would we hit in full slash armor? Mama comes out, we get her down to about 50%, we do a full melee switch, and then we forget to press our spec button. But it's all good because we're never punished, baby. Our DPS was really low and Mama starts to walk back towards the tree, but she gets hungry for me instead, and we take her down. And with that, all we have between us and a completed CM is one dead Olm. I look in the private chest and I realize something terrible. If you remember earlier in the video, I said if you forget your stam at Olm, you're gonna have a bad time. Well, it turns out I forgot my stam, and we were about to have a bad time. But I knew we still had time for it, I knew we could still make it happen, so I just went ahead and potted up and walked in. So if you can't tell yet, I'm pretty forgetful, so I forgot my stam on quite a few of my solos. I have learned a method that kind of works for me in this situation, where I can still skip specials. I do have to tank 2 hits every single time, but we make it happen. Finishing P1, our supplies were looking pretty good, even with us forgetting that stam. Whoa, I didn't know Olm was a sniper, what the hell? And with P2 coming to an end, our supplies are still looking super solid. We've only drank 3.5 brews and 1 full restore, so I'm feeling like we're gonna get this done. Not today, bucko. If you ever get the falling crystals while you're on melee hand, little tip and trick, you can just walk in a little triangle to avoid damage and keep doing damage yourself. What you're witnessing here is a classic QP moment. I stopped paying attention for like a solid 5 seconds, and I kill the mage hand first. I run up to the melee hand, hit it, see how much health it has, and start stressing. But it's all good, because once again, we're never punished. We switch to our range gear, look in our inventory, see we have 2.5 brews left, and we start head phase. Olm tries to hit us with everything he's got, but we're dip, dive, duck, dodging, and dodging. We take out Olm, and we claim our first ever solo CM clear. That's it, we've done it, we're basically professionals now. And that brings us to the end of the video. This video took way longer than expected due to getting absolutely cucked by purples, but we did make it happen. We made a little over 100 mil from Cox and got our first ever solo CM clear. The GP should help with the Radiant grind, but knowing myself, it won't be enough. In the next video, we'll be making at least another 100 mil doing some fun content, but you'll have to wait to see what that is. We did most of this grind on our Twitch channel, so if you ever want to see what we're getting up to in real time, feel free to stop by. twitch.tv/RyanQP. Link will be in the description. And I just want to say I really appreciate you all watching my content, and I hope you all have a good ass night.